the cookie shop sold the Dolph footage because they didn't want to get in trouble for what they were seen doing in that footage. They covered their back and Yo Gotti's back in this whole entire case because they definitely wasn't with Young Dolph. If you guys are rocking with Young Dolph, let me know where you from right now in the comment section. Put the Dolph emoji, put LLYD, long live Young Dolph, because the footage, it should have never been sold. Why would they even be able to have enough time to take the footage out and have a duplicate copy of it? Whatever they gave to MPD and the feds is just a copy. They actually have the real footage, and so this is why everybody thinks that the cookie shop sold the footage, because they were all money hungry. They did what they did for the money. They set up Dolph for the money that Yo Gotti paid them to do with the money he made from CMG. That's why there's a whole RICO going on. Hello? Does everybody forget about the fact that Young Dolph, he never tried to beef with Yo Gotti? It was Yo Gotti and them that tried to beef with him. So eventually when he came back to Memphis to actually give back to his community, something that we never seen happen from the other side. Young Dolph ops, they never give back to nobody. And so at the end of the day, when he came back to Memphis to do the right thing, they actually did the wrong thing and set him up. That's why they're getting so much karma behind this, man. The feds are like, it's a whole rap sheet of indictments against Yo Gotti that are about to come out. They all going down, man. Everything that was done in the dark is gonna be brought to light, and they're gonna get the justice for Young Dolph. If you guys want justice for Young Dolph, put justice for Dolph in the comment section right now. Make sure you like this video, because at the end of the day, you have to realize that they had the footage and they didn't want to give it up. They wanted to try to hide it and everything so that they didn't have no wrongdoing seen. They tried to find a way to cover it and sweep everything under the rug. They literally made it to where they wouldn't let nobody enter the back of the cookie shop. People even seen the ropes in the chair that they used to tie down Young Dolph. They know for a fact Dolph and everything that happened inside that cookie shop is not for no reason. Like, they had something to do with it, because of the fact that it doesn't just randomly happen where you open up the shop, you know Dolph is coming in, and you been working with the other side. Like Makedas Raven, she been working for Yo Gotti for a long time. He told her, keep all tabs on Young Dolph. Ever since Young Dolph was seen on that Instagram video that she posted, him pulling up there in that summer before in July, ever since then, Yo Gotti, Big Jook, and them came up to her and said, if Dolph ever comes up to that cookie shop again, I want you to call us. We have $25,000 we gonna give you if you drop the location. And make sure you stall him. Whatever he orders, tell him it's gonna take a long time. And that's exactly what happened. They said out of their mouth that Dolph was waiting for his order and that it was taking a long time. If somebody supposedly ordered 2 cookies, they should already be made. Why does somebody need to wait for a whole fresh batch of cookies to be made just to get 2 of them? The stories didn't add up. If you look at what they told the news reporters, they were talking about she came and opened the door and unlocked the business at 9 a.m. and that they were already open late overnight. And so what was it? Were they open overnight, or did you close and you had to come back in the morning to unlock it? It was a lot of flawed and contradicting stories. When they asked the owner, he said he was there and that he was helping Dolph and picking him up and saying, stay with me, stay with me. But then they didn't ask him again to repeat what he said, and he's like, oh, I wasn't even there. I had no idea it happened. I just got here now. And the cookie shop girl, she said her dad was in there. She was on the phone with him and could hear him literally pleading with Dolph to taking his last breaths. But then they asked her again, and she was like, and then somebody was like signing to her, don't talk about it, don't talk, zip your mouth. And so everything that the cookie shop people, especially the Cookie Raven girl, was saying, it was contradicting stories. It didn't match up. It didn't add up. It all sounded like a big setup. It all sounded like they all had something to do with it, and that they were just trying to minimize them being in the picture of this whole entire thing. And then now they're backing out of it, saying they weren't even there and that it was only these certain workers and only the cashier was there. Now they're saying that the only person that was there was the cashier and the cook in the back, when we clearly saw 6 people with the aprons on when they evacuated the shop, and MPD had them waiting by that silver Nissan on the side of the shop. And the fact that Young Dolph was wearing a yellow shirt for that whole entire time. And so why is it that he's seen in the picture multiple days with that yellow shirt, and then he ends up actually at the cookie shop with the yellow shirt on, but we never see what had happened to him right before that? He was doing well, walking under his own will with the yellow shirt at the gas pump at the Ruth Chris. Then all of a sudden, after the Ruth Chris, After his keys were already missing, something happened to young Dolph where they took him out. A lot of people already know he was taken out at one place, then brought to the cookie shop. So something happened to young Dolph after that Ruth Chris. And the story has it is that basically they knocked him upside with an iron pan. In that shop, you could see the chef walking up in the back of the Ruth Chris when he was taking pictures with the lady in the green dress. After they whacked him with the iron pan, you could see the video footage that came out in the parking lot where somebody was getting carried into the back of a Bentley truck and they dropped a designer shoe that's the same exact shoe size that young Dolph wears, and it's the same color shoe as what was in Dolph's music video with Big Moochie Grape when he just came back from New York. And so the fact that Dolph, he got snatched up in that yellow shirt. He was gone for over a day. So during that time, they were basically taking Dolph, they had his keys, so they went and basically opened up all his houses, took the stash, they went to his car, they had his car keys so that they could access the trunk of the Corvette that he had, the chrome heart bag that he kept all the cashier's checks, millions of dollars from his businesses, his tax business. He owned the laundromat. He owned a lot of different type of strip malls and little outlets and everything. Dolph came to Memphis to give back to his neighborhood, but it was also because he was coming to collect such a large amount of money from all of the businesses. It was the end of the year, and he's a head honcho. He's the big dog, the businessman. And so he's out here making the money and coming to pick up his money and making the money moves. And they caught him during one of his money moves. He was about to do his music video. The last stop was going to be the Ruth Chris. And after the Ruth Chris, everybody was supposed to meet up in the morning at the Makedas to do the turkey drive, where they rented the parking lot out to be able to do an entire community event. So they already knew Dolph was supposed to be at the cookie shop. So that's why when they ran up on him at the Ruth Chris, they knew that they had at least 12 hours to go and hit all of Dolph's stash spots because they had his keys. And just to bring it back to Makedas with the Corvette at 9 a.m. when Raven's going to be there to unlock the door. This is how the plan and the plot went out, man. I want to send my condolences to young Dolph, Mia J, the whole entire PRE family, because Dolph, he didn't deserve this, man. And the karma is coming back to haunt everybody that played a role in this. Yo Gotti, Black Youngster, Big Jook, moneybaggyo, Govan, they all getting karma from this. You seen what happened to Black Youngster's brother? That's karma from Dolph. You seen what happened to Big Jook, Yo Gotti's brother? That's karma from Dolph. Everything that's been happening, the shows, the concerts, moneybaggyo, all of the stuff, they got their chains taken. Glorilla having a downhill year and everything like that is basically all coming down to the fact that they should have left young Dolph alone. And anything that's been happening with all these situations, especially with how CMG is getting a RICO done on him. Black Youngster left CMG. Moneybaggyo, he has his own issues. Yo Gotti can't perform no more without a vest on because they took his brother out, because that was the get back for Dolph. You don't just get Dolph and nothing happens. This was a whole entire war in the streets. It was a back and forth for the last 2 years, and it's been hurting the Memphis community. But everybody as a whole, we have to realize that you gotta uplift each other, because Dolph was a role model. He was trying to make sure that even people struggling could have a chance to make it out. He was giving people a chance, and even though Dolph had the beef on him the whole time, like they were beefing with Dolph the whole time, he was doing good to the community. Dolph wasn't scared of going back to Memphis and giving back, even though he had ops waiting for him that were looking for him. They tried to hit up Dolph with 100 shots. They tried to get him in LA after the Rolling Loud concert and everything like that, but it didn't work. Dolph kept pushing through, and he was not scared to go back and give to his community. Even though all these people were trying to go against him and take him out, he still went out doing what he was trying to do, which was better to everybody as a whole. And so people got to look at that. That's why Dolph was the king of Memphis. That's why why a lot of people got respect for him. And you got to see it that way, because no matter which way you look at it, there's two sides to this whole coin. You got the people who basically are Young Dolph ops. They're saying that that's Yo Gotti, that's Big Jug, Govan, Black Youngster, Moneybaggyo. Everybody that's on CMG pretty much took an oath not to give Dolph a chance, or they said stay away from Dolph because they were scared that Dolph would turn them into a millionaire, and so they leave Yo Gotti in the dust and everything like that. And at the end of the day, everything is happening for a reason, because karma from all that they did is gonna come back to get them. They got caught red-handed, and they taking everybody down one by one.